So I work in Granite School District and do a lot with our testing. And so this year, as Autumn mentioned, in a couple weeks, we're starting a new test called the SAGE test. And the SAGE test...
Is that part of the Common Core testing?
The SAGE test is designed to reflect... Yeah, it reflects the Common Core. Basically, test the kids. Are they learning these Common Core things? And, you know, I think she had mentioned different rounds of tests in different semesters. And actually, Granite District, we do the full complement of testing. We're the only school district in the whole state that does the full testing. And it does create a very different atmosphere in the school. There's a bit more of an oppressive atmosphere. The teachers are nervous about the tests. The students are nervous about the tests. And by law, we're supposed to have 180 hours of instruction in Utah schools. And that does not happen with this Common Core testing. You know, we lose many days to just having to take these tests. Our students take, on average, 3 to 4 major tests per term, and that's 4 terms. There's a pre-test at every term. There's a post-test at every term. There are additional things called screener tests. ESL kids have to take additional English proficiency tests. So, you know, while I personally like the idea of a Common Core, I think there is a benefit to making sure our students at least know things that other people around the world and nation are learning. It sort of goes back into that argument of an unfunded mandate. It's kind of like we're telling these teachers that their pay is going to be dependent on if the kids do well on these tests, and we're losing a lot of the enthusiasm and personality and kind of critical thinking in education versus the teachers must spend time teaching for these tests, because that is what we're propping up as the sort of all-important thing. That, you know, if our kids must know that, you know, Alexander Hamilton shot Aaron Burr in 1803 or whatever it was.
Don't call in. He was just guessing.
Actually, do call in if you know. I think it was around 1803.
His teacher.
And so I'm really kind of split. You know, that's I think why it's interesting. This issue we have
it's complicated.
It's complicated. We have a lot of liberal people who don't like it. We have a lot of conservative people who don't like it. I have to say, I think it is the wrong. It is the wrong direction to go. I wish we could find a way to more rigorously make sure our students are on par with other kids around the world. But I have to say, I'm pretty skeptical about Common Core. It seems like an unfunded mandate. You know, we're basically telling teachers, you've got to spend all the time preparing for these tests, and I'm not sure I don't know if that's benefiting our kids.
The whole discussion to me has been eye-opening, because I guess I was not aware. I know that there was way too many tests before Common Core implementation, and it sounds like there's more with Common Core implementation. I do not know if is there more. You would say there are more tests.
You wouldn't believe it. Teachers around the state are in shock, basically, at this point, for how many tests they have to take.
Wow.
You wouldn't believe it. I'm actually I'll get back to you on this, because I set a schedule for a lot of the testing at our school, so I know intimately very well.
You could tell us just how many tests are done.
I could. I'm trying to come up right now with an estimate as to how many days it takes.
But you're saying like start and end of every term. I mean, that's a bunch.
Yeah.
And on top of whatever the teacher is doing for their own, you know, day-to-day.
Yeah, the teacher's own curriculum. They don't really have time to give tests in their classes anymore. It all has to go. You know.
That's a victory for kids.
So it's focused on this core testing. There's a drive to perform to that level of that testing, as opposed to working with the individual students and getting them where they need to be.
Yeah, probably.